Ready. Right, number 5. If sine alpha is equal to 3/5 and alpha is greater than or equal to 90 and cos theta is equal to 6/10 and theta is greater than or equal to 270, find cos alpha plus sine alpha. Cos alpha plus sine theta. Now there's two different angles here, firstly, and there's two restrictions. So let's just underline this. Firstly, there's a restriction here. So let's do number 1. Let's do number 1. Sine, and there's a, so we'll draw the diagram for this part. For alpha. Alpha is more than 90. So, alright, first let's draw one diagram. There is your 0, x, y. Now if sine is positive, it can be in two quadrants. But they're telling you it is more than 90. So sine could be, or let's do it like this. So it's better like this. So sine is positive, therefore it could be in the first quadrant or in the second quadrant, two possibilities. But they say alpha is greater than 90. That means it's in the second quadrant because this is 90 degrees. So there's your P here and there's R there. Greater than 90, there's 90, so greater than 90 is here. So alpha is greater than 90, so alpha is here. There's alpha. Instead of P of x now, we are talking about alpha. P of x now gets a new name called alpha. So it is more than 90, so it's in this quadrant. It can't be here because sine is negative. It can't be here, sine is negative. It says more than 90, but it can't be here because sine is positive. So it can only be there. Then therefore this diagram is not necessary. This one is not necessary. So it will only be one diagram. So we finished with the first part. Now let's do the second part. There's a restriction here for the second part, for cos. The restriction for cos. So let's draw a diagram for cos. Once again we will say, well, there could be two possibilities. One, y, x, 0, and then x, y, right. Cos is positive. So cos could be in the first quadrant or the third quadrant using the cast diagram, you see. If you just go back here quickly, all smoke, Texan, cigarette. That is sine, that is tan, that is cos. So cos is positive here and here. So cos could be there or here, there or here. Now it says clearly that cos is more than 70. So more than 70 is this quadrant here. So we don't need the second diagram because cos is not in the first diagram, it's not there. That's not more than 70. Cos is here because it's more than 70. This is 270 degrees. So the angle is here. It's here. So that could be P, and this one is given the name theta. So this angle is given the name theta now, and that's P. Alright, so once again we write down our bracket. Now let's do sine first. Right, so we got the diagram correct for that. We got the diagram correct for that. Now we will start here. Sine alpha. Sine alpha. 3/5. Sine means y over r. So this is y. So there's your y. Be careful how you're filling it in your diagram. Y, and this is r, this is 5. So we got to find x. Now from experience you should know the answer is 4, but anyway let's just work it out. X squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. We don't know what is x squared, but we know what is y squared, and we know what is r squared. X squared is equal to 5 squared minus 3 squared, x squared. You put that in the calculator and you will get 16. X is equal to plus minus square root of 16, which is equal to plus minus 4. Now in this quadrant, we're going to make a choice now. In this quadrant, X is negative. Therefore, you'll have to choose the answer minus 4. So you'll choose the answer minus 4. So you make the choice minus 4. So you'll choose minus 4 from here. Because in this quadrant, X is negative. Alright. Now, let's see. You want to find, in the question, find cos alpha. There's alpha here. You're going to find cos alpha. So let's just find it. Cos alpha is equal to, cos is equal to x over r. And we just found x is negative 4 over r, which is 5. Negative 4 over 5. So we found cos alpha. Now let's move on to the next diagram. Your angle is theta. So you are given 6 over 10. So let's write it here. 6 over 10. And it's cos. That means that's x over r. Now x over r. X is 6. So this is x. This is y. X is 6. R is 10. We are trying to find y. Once again, we'll do our working. X squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. We know x is 6, y squared, and r is 10, 10 squared. Y squared is equal to 10 squared minus 6 squared. Put that in the calculator and you will end up with 64. Y squared is 64. Y is equal to plus minus square root of 64. Y is equal to plus minus 8. We have to make a choice. In this quadrant, y is negative. In this quadrant, y is negative. Therefore, we will have to choose negative 8. So from here, we're going to take negative 8. We're going to choose the answer negative 8. So y will be negative 8. Right, now let's see what they wanted us to find here. They said find sine theta. So sine theta is equal to y over r. Y is negative 8 over r, which is 10. Okay, we found the 2. But the final question says find cos alpha plus sine theta. So cos alpha plus sine theta. Cos alpha is negative 4 over 5. Negative 4 over 5 plus sine theta, which is negative 8 over 10. And you put that in your calculator. If you put that in the calculator, you will get negative 16 over 10 simplified. You will get negative 8 over 5 simplified. You will get negative 1 and 3/5. Let's just check that up. That will become 10, 8. That's correct. And when you simplify that, you get negative 8 over 5. And when you simplify that, you get negative 1 and 3/5. Alright, so you can put that in the calculator and that's the answer you will get. Okay, so here we had two restrictions, two different angles. So we had to draw two different diagrams, find the missing values, find the ratios, and then finally they said add those ratios. So we added the ratios, use the calculator, get your final answer. Alright. So with that, we come to the end of the basics on the ratios, and the next exercise will have a similar kind of questions with restrictions and with a little more complicated calculations. We'll move on to exam type of questions after this. We'll find some questions from the exam paper and start working them out. With that, we come to the end of this. Thank you very much.